So what we're looking at here is aerial shot of what is this? I see Tom Sawyer's Island marked in this.
Yeah, is this your picture you gave me, I think, from
Yes.
Google Maps? Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
And so
Yes, and this kind of shows you, I guess, where the words Tom Sawyer's Island are. If you look behind that, that's kind of where that Star Wars sense.
okay.
I mean, you see where the words are, right?
Yep. Yeah, I see them.
They say like right on top of them, up to so you see the road,
Mm-hmm.
the Disneyland Drive Road. It's probably gonna be all that.
Okay, really? You think it'll be that whole area?
Oh yeah, because they're moving all those buildings across the street. If you look across the street on the map to the red, see the Anaheim Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Further behind that is that area they bought. They just bought that area.
Okay.
That's by the
okay.
Harbor Boulevard. The one by Harbor. It's between Harbor Boulevard and the Santa Ana Freeway.
So that is the area that they just bought.
And I bet you, yeah, and they bought that because they're going to move the whole backstage area back there, and that's why this over here in California is going to take a lot longer than it is in Florida because they have to actually demo stuff and move stuff. Because they have space down there, right? You don't need to do this.
Yeah. There's plenty. Well, gee. No,
well, they got. Well, no, you're right.
Like
they got like
in Hollywood Studios. No, they really don't. Okay, here's the problem in Hollywood Studios. They have an access road that goes basically behind where Star Tours is at.
Oh, they do have stuff there.
Yeah, and so if you look at the map, and actually, you know what I will do? I'll stick a aerial shot of that because I've looked at this myself. So
I feel like the demo there is not going to be as extreme though.
Well, so they're demoing Echo Lake, and right now it's up in the air. I think that they're going to demo. And I know they haven't said this, but I think that they're going to demo Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular.
There's going to be that's still open. That's actually getting crowds.
Well, here's the thing: what they're saying,
there's going to be nothing to do there.
It's open for now until they demo up to a certain point, but I'd say it's going to go. And the reason why is they built that flex stage at the end of the Sunset Boulevard by Tower of Terror. Between Tower of Terror and
the villain stage or whatever they're using.
Yeah, it's called a flex stage, and so they're going to use it for, I guess, flexible to whatever they need it for. They're going to use it for that.
Oh,
yeah.
So they're moving the kind of stage area from where the hat.
Well, here's the thing. I'm speculating on that. The reason why they did not want to close Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular is because they use it for parties. And so if they can use a different stage for those parties, and they don't really need to keep Indiana Jones
open.
Come
on, that's all that's what they care about.
And so I would say what you'll see is Indiana Jones will stay open probably for the first year. And then the second year of construction, they'll end up closing that area. It's just going to be strange. I mean, I know we started out on Disneyland here, but I'll just stick them in as we go along here for the video. But we're what is it called? Primetime Cafe?
Oh, I hope
and
not.
Hollywood
and
Vine. And what are they going to do with all that?
I don't know. I want them to keep it.
But how do you keep it? How do you block it from?
Did they announce a new name yet? I heard rumors
no new name. But think about that. How do you block that row of buildings from the Star Wars?
They're not even going to match.
Well, the only thing that I'm thinking the way they could block it is if they do the whole Diagon Alley thing with the tall buildings, and then on the other side of those buildings, the Star Wars buildings is you complete buildings on the opposite side of that now, and now you have two sides to the street where Primetime and everything are at. Do you think that would work?
Yeah, that would work. I hope that would work because I don't want them to get rid of Primetime.
Well, technically, if they do that, then you end up with twice the amount of stores or whatever you want to put along that.
Yeah.
So it could be kind of cool. Okay, so let's see here. I'm glad that you brought that up about with the Disneyland stuff because I wasn't sure where that hotel was at, stuff like that. All right, so I'm on to the second slide here now, and it shows Star Wars Land, and it shows, what is this marked in the red, blocked off in the red?
That is the Thunder Ranch area. This is what you're going to see the outside of this. You see where the path is, the red part there, not where the building is, but right where the edge is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part where I was filming. I was basically standing in three spots there and filming. You can see this slide. But that's, if you look at our videos of, what is it? how many have we done? The Easter Jamboree, right? And then the
Yeah,
Christmas Jingle Jangle Jamboree.
those are big.
That's all that area where
Okay,
that big tent is. That's the Thunder Ranch because it's all covered. It's completely covered, which
and
is
we'll
really
have
nice. I'm really kind of sad they're getting rid of it.
and so we have some more video coming up in
I spent
this.
a lot of time. We have quite a few videos back there, don't
Yeah,
we?
yeah, you've done quite a few.
It's kind of funny.
Okay, so tell me, as we're looking at this, I obviously see Rivers of America off to the left,
Which
correct?
is going to be
And
drained.
they're gonna drain that. Can you see in this picture where Phantasmic is down, or is it farther down out of the picture?
No, it's nowhere.
Okay. Why would they
It's
drain
further
that thing?
down. And you know what? I'm going to try and get video of that this weekend.
Yeah,
Actually,
well, because that's
before it
closing
goes.
right after the first of the year, correct?
Just when I think I don't have to film anything at night. I'm serious. I was like, Never Phantasmics. That's been there forever. That's been my Achilles heel is trying to get that. I mean, the Fast Pass now really helps. So
Yeah, it's honestly one of the only things I can think of that you haven't filmed.
yeah, I've been avoiding it. Now
Yeah,
I have to get
kind of like Cars Land, huh?
because God knows when it's going to come back, or if it's going to be the same, or
I
they can
can't.
pull a submarines and just be like, well, it's not coming back,
Oh, there's no way they would not bring Phantasmic back.
or it
There's
could be
just no way
so
I can.
different that they're gonna.
Yeah, I can't imagine they wouldn't bring Phantasmic back.
Yeah, no, they would. You're right.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have like a big old thing for the return.
So technically, what they're going to do is dry out the entire river, and that's really to make changes. Well, okay,
Well,
actually,
isn't it because of the plumbing? Because then you need to put bathrooms
well,
back.
plumbing, and remember, if let's just go to the next slide and we can take a look at it, and it
Oh
actually
yeah,
will
next
show.
one's important.
It's actually going to
The
show the
railroad
reason
path.
why they're draining this.
Yep.
And so what you can see here is the railroad in this picture is okay. The current railroad is the red line,
That's funny. All this crap just to keep Toontown.
right? Yeah, but you love
I'm just
Toontown.
kidding.
Remember when I joked with you and said they were going to get rid of Toontown? That was a long time ago, but okay. So the
No,
red.
they were. I believe they were really considering that.
Oh, I'm sure they were considering it, and then they heard you complaining and they stopped. All right. So the red line is the current path for the railroad, correct?
Sorry. Yes.
What?
No, the fireworks are back there. They have to stop. They have to close the area to do the fireworks. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Toontown closes at 8:30 and doesn't open for the rest of the night. So,
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's because of the fireworks. You didn't know that, huh?
No, I did not know that.
Maybe
Well,
the listeners didn't know.
see, because I forget. Like your park is smaller, so they have to push the fireworks back farther.
That's
to get behind the
hilarious because
castle.
yours are just
Well-
they're just out of nowhere. You don't have to worry about them.
Well, they still have to worry about them because they still drop into New Fantasyland and stuff.
Oh right.
Remember, because they've had fires right after they finished Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. They had a
I
fire.
totally
on it.
forgot about that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, now let's get back to this. The red current.
We don't
the
have
red line-
Adam here, guys. Sorry. We need
No,
Adam
no, we
to
don't.
keep us on track.
We're doing fine. Okay, so the red line is the current positioning of the track, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Is
I
that
should write that too on this weekend.
is that just yeah? You should because that'd be a great way to kind of highlight more of what's happening.
You know, I'll do a second video where I go into Thunder Ranch where the goats are. I'll film the goats.
Well, honestly, if you're going to do that video, that you think you'll do it this weekend, I'll hold off and make this video and add it in, and then that way people they get a chance to see even more.
Or you could just release this just for the show and just release two of them.
That's fine. Yeah. Okay. So, is this the original path for the track since Walt died?
I'm not sure. I don't
Okay.
think so. No.
Okay.
I think it's been. I don't know actually. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know why I don't think so. I think it's been moved a couple times because it goes through Splash Mountain, and
Right.
Splash Mountain wasn't there.
Which is what it does in Disney World also.
Yeah, but Splash Mountain wasn't there when Walt was there, so I don't know if they had to move it to
Right.
do that.
Okay.
And then
Well,
it kind of goes. Well, I don't know. I guess they could have kept it from Toontown. I think they built Toontown around the tracks.
I'll have to see if
I
I
know
can.
that's a good question. Actually, you should find that out.
I'll see if I can find an aerial shot of Disneyland at the time in '55 or thereabouts. That's
It looks because it looks so different than it does
okay.
now. Anyway.
Now the blue line is where right now they're speculating that the track is going to.
Yeah,
be
and this
moved.
is from Mice Chat, and they're pretty good.
Yeah,
right, with
they
their-
usually know their stuff. Okay,
Yeah, they're pretty good with that.
good. I wasn't sure. Oh, it does say at the bottom, Mice Chat. Okay, well, hey,
Except, didn't Jim Hill say that they were going to build Toontown?
what?
Jim Hill said that they were going to build it over Toontown. Like you said, it's a long time
At
ago.
one time, that was the original discussion, was to remove
Oh.
Toontown. And then I'm sure they probably
I saw on Twitter like he was fighting with a couple people about it.
fighting with the Mice Chat people. Because they don't agree.
Really?
I don't want to get into too much of that, but they don't.
No, we should get into this. This should be a show. We'll make a show about
From
this.
what I understand, they don't agree with him, but a lot of people don't agree with him on a lot of things. They think that he says things and doesn't really know what he's talking about. So I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say I take all these guys with a grain of salt, but I mean,
You should take life with a grain of
But
salt.
think about this: if Jim Hill would have mentioned how the original New Fantasyland was going to work, how it was going to look when it first started out, and how it was finished, you would think, oh, the guy didn't know what he was talking about. When in actuality, they changed the original plan. Like a year, 2 years into the design?
Right, because the concept drawing had like Cinderella's house, like all this other stuff that never came about.
Correct. And so you would have thought that Jim Hill was wrong, but actually he wasn't. It was actually the Imagineers.
No, I get that because projects.
So who knows? Who knows? In the end, I don't want to make any of them go away. I like the fact that they can actually get inside of this stuff and kind of discuss it. But now, as we were looking at this, and you and I discussed this one night, what would they do with River of America if this train track actually runs through there? Because it runs right over top of it.
Oh, right. I don't know. I guess you could build a bridge, maybe?
But it would have to be an awful tall bridge for the ship.
I don't know, but see, my question is, how does the train run through Star Wars land? Because you're not going to be able to see it.
Well, you could mask it, though, under, like, a tunnel, right, couldn't you?
Like Harry Potter. Or do Nature's Wonderland. Or, like, you know how they did with the People Mover sometimes? Just put it through buildings.
Yeah. I mean, they could do anything like that.
Like, it goes through a tunnel.
But now, that's steamboat.
Now, what do they do? Do they build like a tunnel underground, or like what do they do?
I think they could build it right on top of the ground, especially if Star Wars Land is tall.
They have to know at this point.
Oh, I would think, as far as that kind of structural stuff, that I think that they would have to know. And it probably, I don't know. I mean, I haven't been on the ground here, so okay. So if I still say, if they wanted to build a bridge over top of is that Tom Sawyer Island and over top of the rivers of America, that bridge would have to be awful high, wouldn't it?
Yeah, see, that's yeah. I was just thinking about that. It's gonna be like going to Mississippi or something. You know what I mean? It's gonna be you're gonna be so high. You're gonna see like the 5 freeways.
Yeah, well, you could see the train track from the front of the park.
Walt would hate that.
Yeah, that wouldn't work sightline wise.
He would be like, you could see the dang freeway from up here.
Yeah, that would destroy everything from as far as sightlines go.
Oh,
unless they build like canyons back in there.
It's kind of hilarious to kind of think about that. Like,
well, I think it's
a high train, like this Jolly Trolley or something, you know.
And so then is it running the train track, the blue line? Is that it running straight through?
It's running straight through the Tom Sawyer's Island. It's running. It looks like it's running. Oh God! It looks like it's running right on the path that I filmed,
which is right through the Big Thunder Ranch area.
Yeah.
And then what is that street?
I guess you know what they could do.
You can see where it starts to run.
It could be. Oh wow! I bet you they're going to make it a train stop. Like you know how they do it in the Hogwarts Express, where it kind of is outside of it.
Yeah.
The train. It's not inside of where is it? Hogsmeade.
Right.
It's not inside of Hogsmeade. It's like right outside of it.
Well,
and they'll have to make it a stop, man. Because everybody would drive the train to get there. Could you imagine that?
And if they could hide the train, that Hogwarts Express within the park confines of
because you never see that
of Universal. If they could hide the train there, they can hide it here. So there are a couple places where you can see the train in Universal. I've seen somebody
Disney's like, whatever you can do, we can do that.
Okay, so what is the street? Okay, so it runs through Big Thunder Ranch and then it goes up, like heading toward the existing track. What is that street that runs right along beside of it on its right-hand side of the blue line?
That's backstage.
It is.
That's a backstage road because those are 2 gates that are kind of along that path between Frontierland and Fantasyland. It's like right where the transition is.
And so it's
kind of jarring actually. These 2 giant wooden doors, like on each side of this, like it looks like an alley. I bet you when they open them, that's where the trucks come through and stuff. That's like a utility.
Which makes once again. So what's that big building there? The white building.
The white building is the Mickey and the Magical Map stage.
It is. So that might go away.
I don't, man. Could you imagine like Fantasmic being down and that being down?
I I would think.
And what else is down right? What's crazy is Aladdin's going to be down. People don't think about that.
Right, because they're changing it, right?
So there's no Fantasmic and no Aladdin. That's two huge shows that eat up crowds.
So, okay, because at
Like
first I
the
was
rides
thinking,
might get bigger a little bit. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, how would they think about this? How
Because
would,
I don't know how long they didn't give an opening date for Frozen, did they? Or they might have.
no, I have heard no opening date for that.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so right now the deal is, can you see then from where Mickey and the Magical Map is at? You can see the train running by there.
Yes, and you hear it. Remember the Pinocchio video or the Pinocchio thing?
Yes.
You heard the train, remember?
Yeah. So holy cow.
And you heard the train during the Tony Baxter thing, and that was in the Thunder Ranch.
Yes, you did hear the train. I remember that too.
Yeah, and that was in Big Thunder Ranch.
Well,
I could hear it every time it went by.
It'd be horrible now because it's right on the doorstep of that stage. If the blue line is correct,
I don't know how.
that'd be horrible. I mean, the sound would be horrendous. And they can't. Here's the thing. I think that there's because it truly is a steam train, correct? Or is it a diesel?
As far as I know, it's steam because they water it.
Okay. Well, which means you could only put it in a tunnel for so long before it has to come out.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it would fill up with steam in there. It'd be horrible. Yeah, so this presents all kinds of issues. All right, I'm going to go on, and we'll go on now and start into the video side of this, and you can discuss some of what's... Okay, so we're at Big Thunder Ranch.
Yeah, we see the sun, and then this is basically Big Thunder Ranch, and I think you see the entrance there. I think this rocky area right here, the rocky area that I pan up to, and that's where kind of the entrance is because it seems like the middle of the area.
So that would be the entrance for Star Wars Land.
I think. Well, I don't know.
I mean,
they'll probably back it up. They're really going to have to make room for people. That's the thing.
But
they're going to have to make
the
this
rock
path.
Work would be perfect already.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It looks like a planet or something. You know what I mean? Like some rock planet, like a Star Trek or something.
Yeah, I think that would work really well. All right, so same kind of shot here.
And I just kind of go around and show you the whole shot. I give you like a 360. This is a little bit more down the road because you notice everything's further apart, and it's pretty big, the area where the entrance could be. And I'm glad if you take out. That's what the problem is. The rock takes up a lot of space. That's the biggest problem with it, I think. See, and then the third shot, I'm just further down.
See, I think they could use this rock. I think
they could, but I think they should minimize it. Get rid of the trees.
Well, yeah, I think the trees will have to go because
trees will have to go. You could probably, I would chop the rock down.
Yeah, because the trees will not look right.
I would make the path a lot bigger, and you see the barbecue at the end there.
Yeah,
that's gone.
And so, but technically, they could still use this path. They could still use the existing rock, build the rock up higher, and probably build more stuff into it.
I'm just thinking of like everybody's going to be going back there. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to.
Oh, it's going to bottleneck horribly, isn't it?
So they have to really get those rocks.
That's interesting. But think about this with Diagon Alley. Did you feel like it bottlenecked that bad?
No, that was. See, they did some sort of illusion thing.
But I think that they got to pull off the same thing here.
Or it wasn't. It appeared to be small, but it wasn't.
Well, the guy that they said helped to design the Diagon Alley format, Scott Trowbridge, is the guy who's working on this stuff. And so that's why that's why you're seeing the.
He's not. No. But he's not like affiliated with a certain company.
No, he's with Disney now. From what I understand,
they bought him, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they did. They bought him, and they bought his ideas, probably, of the towering buildings and all that.
They're like, who's responsible for this Diagon Alley? You are?
Exactly.
You have money.
We've got plenty of money. Come on over here. We just opened up our vault of $3 billion.
If you're the guy, I'd be like, okay. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah. Well, yeah, I would. Especially when you figure out most of his work with Universal is done. I mean, Trowbridge just kind of done.
I always saw him on the the Parks blogs and everything.
Yeah, he was a popular person socially for the company.
And that possibly is what got him gone. Okay. That's what I heard. Anyways, let's
I think that, so, construction starts. January 1, right?
10th.
January 10th. And so
The 10th is
Fantasmic.
when everything goes down.
And so
Yes,
have they
Fantasmic.
already drained the river, or are they?
No, they're not doing anything until that day.
Okay, so they'll start draining as of around that time, probably. As of the 10th, everything will start to close. So do
Correct.
you
They're
expect?
saying that they're saying on Twitter they're going to have like a farewell thing the last day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they can do that. I'll do it. I really want to go this weekend and do it.
So, okay, so what do you expect crowd levels to be like in the rest of the park when this all starts to close?
I don't know, man.
I mean, because you guys
I
were
don't know.
already.
It's not going to be that. I feel like it's not going to be crowded because they really. I mean, you think the 60 stuff's burning out? I don't know if it's burning out.
Well, they're
It's
sticking
not
it
really.
around until the end of September of 2016,
Oh,
right?
what's crazy is like, didn't they not have an end date for the 50th stuff?
I don't remember that. Yeah, I think it
I
did
don't.
stick around
I
for a
think
long time.
that one took forever. This one's actually not sticking around as long, which is interesting. I wonder if they have something else planned already. You know?
Well, I mean, so it'll go throughout the summer. They got to come up with something else. Because I mean, okay, you tell me, what were your crowd levels like most of this year, which we're almost to the end of? What if
There
you
were
had to give?
some really weird, unpredictable
Well,
days where it was
okay,
just packed.
find a median, and let's say on a scale from 1 to 10, what do you think the crowd levels were like in Disneyland and in DCA for the year?
I'd say like a good 7 and 8 because they
Yeah,
used to be 5s and 6s like
right.
last year.
And so now you're going to close
Yeah,
Fantasmic.
think about that. You're gonna close all that, and like I don't know. People are burnt out. People are burnt out on the World of Color one. They're gonna redo World of Color and go back to the normal one.
So okay, then wait a minute.
That's September. That's going
Uh,
on in September.
did they announce that they were going to close the train?
Yeah,
Okay. So
they
sorry,
said
you got to take.
9
Yeah.
attractions.
Okay, so
Or
wait a minute.
6.
How many people are on that train, do you think, each day?
Oh, I don't know.
Because they're all going to be now in the parks.
Yeah,
And Fantasmic.
honestly, I'm more worried about like Phantasmic and like yeah.
Well, and even with the
That's
riverboat.
5,000 people a night. I think that's what it was.
Oh, 5,000 people a night at Fantasmic.
Yeah.
All right, and so that pretty much wraps up what we've got as far
There's a video.
as.
There's a part at the end where like I go kind of into the place, but I can actually walk in there and probably walk in more.